Okay, we have an update on cosmic rays. According to spaceweather.com, we've seen an increase in cosmic rays by 18% since 2015. The chart's fairly interesting. We're going to go ahead and show you that. So this is a good place where you can keep up to date with some of the things that are taking place. We have this chart here, and so they basically released some sort of a balloon to detect the radiation 67,000 feet above the state of California. I'll also remind you that there are some past articles about, is our world a simulation? Question mark. And I would say that it is. And I would say that we should be questioning what is this reality instead of being diverted into psychological operations. But here's something that I want to bring your attention to. So I talk about the human behavioral response, and if we look at this particular chart, we can see that back here we had a lower number of cosmic rays around 2014, 2015, and we've seen the civil unrest in America really start to take off around this period with fighting the streets that people may think is just about politics, but is it really? Also, there's a major solar flare at the end of, or the beginning of September in 2015, within days of myself and others at the Planning Commission in Costilla County, Colorado. Maybe you saw it, but maybe you didn't know. There was also a high energy period, and it probably helped in the inspiration, the energy to get people down there, something that never happened again since. That solar flare, by the way, was the largest of 2015. So it's more than solar minimum, crop failures, end times Armageddon, and prepping. There's the spiritual component, there's the human trend component, and by understanding the cycles of the sun and the solar minimum, and how even if we face certain risks as a civilization, we should try to make it a worthwhile experience. And understand how, I know, for example, during past solar minimums, I've gotten more work done, I've gotten more videos done, it's been easier to focus, that my brainwave behavior directly responds to nature. And more so, I think, than others. So I have my highs, I have my lows, and I see it in correlation with space weather in a way that I've never seen anybody else explain it to me, what epiphanies I'm coming to as these developments continue. When we come out of the solar minimum, 2022, although some people wonder if we ever will, I believe that we will, and we'll see a resurgence of all different types of human activity, including newfound declarations of human conflict, war, and perhaps other things. So there's some positive things that can come about in the future and some fairly challenging things. So let's take a look at this headline over here, which is also breaking at this time. As we're seeing these articles about the cosmic rays increasing and more scientists airing their concerns, we see this report, mysterious cosmic rays shooting from the ground in Antarctica. And that could break our current understanding of physics. NASA went searching for micro black holes in Antarctica. Instead, it detected cosmic rays shooting from the ground. And some physicists think that it could be evidence of a supersymmetric particle, whatever that is. There's something strange happening beneath the surface of Antarctica. Reads the article. And it's got nothing to do with Nazi UFOs. Rather, researchers are arguing that a decade-old experiment may have furnished the first evidence of a new type of particle that has evaded detection by some of the most sophisticated particle accelerators for years. If they turn out to be correct, it would change physics as we know it. So you can look up that article for yourself. So in 2022, several stars are set to collide as we're going to go into solar maximum. And so the effect of the cosmic rays, we're going to be seeing over the course of the next few years. But so far, we've seen a correlation between going deeper into the solar minimum. And even though solar maximum I mostly associate with civil unrest, the cosmic ray influence should not be overlooked. We just can't simply look at agriculture. We have to look at how human consciousness, mental health, we read articles about cosmic rays, higher elevations, lower serotonin levels. How will the people of, say, Wyoming, Colorado, others at higher elevation, other places on the planet, potentially be affected? Are we going to see potentially a rise in crime and other mental health issues, depression? There's an epidemic, they say, of people offing themselves 3 times the national average in this general part of Colorado. There's already been some studies on the influence of elevation. I think it's more of an energy. It's like a disincarnate dead energy. But that aside, we are still new. Keep this in perspective. We are still at an entry level with regards to humanity, understanding basic things about the sun, basic things about the moon, basic things about planets, basic things about space. There's a psyops online to divert us into, I think, a belief that we're living in a test tube reality and nothing's real, not even this hand in front of me. And see, I think that there's danger in the nothing is real, no one is real psychosis, and it's a real psychosis, and it seems to be deliberate, and it seems to be part of like almost an old ancient deception on mankind to look away from the obvious and our real connection to spirit. So there's a lot of efforts to shame us away from looking within and connecting with the cosmos and speaking of such things. The next thing that I'm going to bring up, and this is another article, NASA probe on brink of solar system detects cosmic ray influence. So this came out several days ago, and it has some updated information. This is from the Chinese press. Report on the NASA probe, Voyager 2, launched in 1977, about 17.7 billion kilometers from Earth, more than 118 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. And it will become the second human-made object after Voyager 1 to enter interstellar space after it exits the heliosphere. So again, the heliosphere, it protects our solar system from interstellar cosmic rays coming from outside. The question is it all detrimental? My question is, how will Mars be influenced in conjunction with their Mars mission? How will other planets be influenced? Are there plans that the elite know or are hoping for with regards to circumstances from the cosmic rays and or other factors providing some other place for them to go? Or are they on the opposite end, totally freaked out about what's happening and looking for all possible avenues to maintain their Tower of Babel? So I throw in a little bit of speculation regarding the real world that we're in. What is Elon Musk preparing us for? They seem to be trying to time their missions specifically around the space weather. Okay, as we look at this particular report here, we come to discover that bad news for Mars-bound astronauts, cosmic ray damage for your GI tract. There's actually a picture I saw also on Reddit where someone was showing like a platform, like the future, and they're like on a platform, like waiting to be picked up by the aliens. It was like something that reminded me out of They Live, where they're teleporting. So yeah, I have a speculation that there's some mad scientist activity going on. We may, for all we know, be quarantined on this planet, and so much could be dishonest information about their space exploration. Doesn't mean that the sun doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that we don't have a magnetic field. It means that we may not have been told the truth about mankind's either ongoing activities in space or lack of activities in space, but we certainly know that we haven't been shown the full truth. So take a look at these articles. If there's anything else that you want me to see regarding cosmic rays or even a spiritual interpretation, as unpopular as those are, as I've come to understand and find out even recently, feel free to let me know what your perception is on the strange world that we live in.